Hey there, I'm Tracy, and this is the 3-Wick Thesis candle channel. Today I have an episode of my lit review. It's going to be an unboxing lit review combination. So I'm going to open up this haul I got from Goose Creek. This is their new coffee house collection. I'll give you my first impressions, show you the wax, the wicks, the label. Then I'll go out and do a first burn, come back after the cut and share with you how these evolve on warm and make my final rankings and recommendations for you. This collection has 7 candles in it and all of them are new. I picked up all 7. I'm not necessarily excited about all 7 of them. I had mentioned in another video that I was a little bit pistachioed out, so I'm not too excited about the pistachio one. And the strawberry coconut, it could go either way, but I did get them just for research purposes of the channel. Plus, I want you all to have some insights into these new fragrances. So mostly got them for the channel, help you make your best decision with what you would like to pick up. They put their little flyer in here for their, what are these? Their little room. They're like the equivalent of wallflowers. I forget what they're called, but I don't use them. These oils are dangerous in my house. I spilled one once and I can't use them anymore. I'm not responsible enough. Okay, let me just grab the first one out of here and see what we get. It is Vanilla Mocha Cappuccino. Look at the label on this, y'all. It's like a stamp. Oh, they made it look like a coffee bag label. All right, hold on. I gotta go get a coffee bag because this is too cute and I want to show you how much this resembles a coffee bag label. I'll be right back. Okay, so my husband used to be a barista. He is big into small craft coffee and he was in Michigan recently, stopped off at a place in Holland, Michigan. They had some really good coffee he likes, so this actually is from a place called Stovetop Roasters. I highly recommend it. This company blend is to die for. It's delicious, creamy. I love it. But you'll see it's kind of the same style. There's like the sticker and then it has like information. It has like tasting notes that are similar to candles and fragrance notes. It's got information about like the weight and it has just information about like the variety, the composition. So this is a really common sort of sticker with small craft coffee roasters. And you can tell Goose Creek tried to emulate that. So they have they literally, it says origin right here and it says Goose Creek. They've got notes and it has the scent notes on the front in the same way that this has them here at the bottom. And then it has the net weight, same net weight here. So I'm just cracking up at how cute that is. Oh, I love it. I love it. It's such a nice touch. Okay, this jar, it's showing up in my camera viewfinder as more of a yellowish beige. In person, this is it's more of a gray and has some green to it. So the camera is distorting the color on this. And then it's a wraparound label with kind of an ombre vibe. And then all of these have white lids. And look at that, y'all, colored wax. So this one is kind of it looks like the scent notes on this one. Dark chocolate mocha, rich espresso, and vanilla foam. So what I would expect a dark mocha to look like. Wicks are the thin, stiff ones. So dark chocolate mocha, rich espresso, and vanilla foam. Oh, yes. Oh, that's delicious. So much espresso in this. Oh, I could just smell this all day long. It just smells like espresso. It smells like what I would imagine this bag of beans would smell like if I were to open it. I don't get dark chocolate. I think you could convince me that there's some bitterness in here, but to me it just reads like espresso. You don't get like a creaminess or a cocoa powder fragrance at all. So if you're looking for a mocha candle, I don't know that this would be your go-to. And the vanilla foam, it just adds kind of a warmth or like what feels like a creaminess. I don't get like a buttercream vanilla. It's not a bakery vanilla. It's not a sweet vanilla. I don't even know if I'd say it's that extracty. I think it's just a base note that's adding some warmth, because it does feel, it's not just a bitter coffee note. It does feel kind of creamy and well-rounded, but it's not lactose, which makes me think it's the vanilla that's doing that. Oh, that's gorge. Yeah. Love it. Here for it. Cannot wait to fire that one up. Next, Bourbon Peach Coffee Cake. Oh, it's got a little picture of a peach on the front right there. And this one, coming through on the camera, actually looks kind of peachy. In person, it's a little more brown. I'm looking at the label too. Oh yeah, they all have it. Okay. I didn't see it on the other one, but I'm going to zoom in. You can see there's like a geometric shape. It's kind of deep in the color though. I didn't even notice it on this one. It's there, but not as visible as it is on this label. Scent notes on this are fresh peach, bourbon vanilla glaze, and crumbly cake. Meh. Y'all might like it. It's as described. It's peachy. It's a sharp peach, which is why I'm not too fond of it. It almost goes to like smelling urine-y to me, but it doesn't quite get there because there is some juiciness to the peach as well. I think on warm it might liven up a little bit more. The crumble smells mostly authentic. How are they describing it? Crumbly cake. Yeah, okay. When I first read crumble, I was imagining more of like, like oats with cinnamon and sugar on top of fruit. But a crumble cake makes me think more of, which is what the title is, hello, more of like a coffee cake. And it does actually smell like that. Because you get kind of like it almost smells like a vanilla cake base. I know they're saying there's a vanilla glaze, but it's not sweet. It smells more like vanilla extracty to me, like what you would get in a cake. And then you can get kind of an essence of like a toasted crumble that you would expect on a coffee cake. And I don't really get bourbon. But it smells good for what it is. I just am not a peach fan, and sometimes baked good candles can be off-putting to me. Still excited to see what it smells like on warm, and I think if you like peach and you like Gourmand, you will love that. Oh, I didn't show you the wax color on this one. Wow, that did not get poured well, y'all. Peach color. You can see they did something over here. It got poured wonky. It's all, and this is not even. Same wicks. Okay, next one. Iced coconut chai latte. Oh, there's a little coconut over here. And this is kind of it's a kind of a greenish blue gray. I like that color. Wax is blue. Wow, that's really pretty. Not necessarily what I think of with coconut chai. I would expect, I don't know, more like brown hues, but I think they did it to color match the label. And then the geometric shape on this one is different. This is more, let's see if I can pick it up, triangles, diamonds. Still in there, but kind of, it's like behind the color. So just something to add a little bit of texture, which I appreciate. Spiced chai tea, creamy coconut milk, and vanilla creme. It's a coconut candle. Y'all, I don't get any chai spice in this at all. Yeah, I don't get chai. I hope it comes through on warm. So that could go one of two ways for you. If you don't like chai spices, I was imagining this smelling a little bit like fall and having some cinnamon and cardamom and maybe some clove in there. What I would normally associate with a chai tea. I don't get any of that in here at all. I don't get tea. On cold, I just get coconut, and it's very creamy and very milky. I mean, you could tell me that you had cracked open a coconut and I'm drinking what's inside. But I don't get chai or tea. That's fascinating. I like it, but it also feels very basic. I was expecting more complexity. We'll see on warm if that comes to life, but I don't know, y'all. These are thin stiff as well, wicks. I thought maybe they were really thin, but I think they're the same as the others. Let's see. We'll put it there. Okay. Next, salted caramel macchiato. This one on the front has, oh, it's a little macchiato with some foam coming off, which is what a macchiato is actually supposed to look like. Macchiato means marked, and it's usually like marked with foam. So you make your drink and then you take your foam off your milk and you go ploop and plop it on the top. This one has scent notes of drizzled caramel, sea salt, foamed milk, and espresso. Oh, yummy. Wow, y'all, this is amazing. I was expecting this to be very caramel heavy and very sweet and cloying because Goose Creek has a way with caramel, let me tell you. Some of their caramel candles are so strong, I wear it when I walk out of the house. And sometimes that's nice, sometimes it's a lot. I really like the M&M caramel candle. I feel like that one's a little bit toned down, but still super strong. This is tame compared to most Goose Creek caramel candles I've smelled. And I really appreciate it because the focus feels like it's on the espresso, which is what I want with coffee candles. So you get the espresso that's in there. It does say drizzled caramel, so they may have pulled back on it a little bit for that reason. I do get a sense of sea salt. Yeah, it's almost like you melted a salted caramel and poured it into coffee. Wow, that's delicious. Creamy, nutty from the espresso, roasty, caramelly, so you get some burnt sugar. Amazing. Kind of a brown wax on that one, what I would expect for a drink like that, and same wicks. Wow, I'm impressed. Takes a lot, by the way. If y'all have watched most of my candle research on coffee candles, it takes a lot to impress me. Which, by the way, so I'm posting this on Sunday. Tomorrow will be the first episode of part 1 of episode 4 is out tomorrow at 6 p.m. And then you'll have one Tuesday and Wednesday as well, and that will end my coffee research. Well, I'm going to have an addendum, obviously, because people keep releasing coffee candles. Okay, next one, toasted pistachio muffin. I love the green color on this one, the label. Geometric shape is the same as the kind of first two, more of like, it almost looks like a flower. Got kind of some wrinkling defect in the label application there. Nothing too serious. On the front you've got the little cracked pistachios. That's a nice touch. And the wax color on this one, pistachio green. I love it. Thoughtful, relevant, intentional. Same wicks. Jar on this one, looking a little rough. I don't know if that's going to come through. There's some scuff marks over here and over here and up here that are not coming off. So some quality control issues with these. A couple of the other ones I feel like had some label issues. This one, the lid is just a mess. So watch out, y'all. If you're gifting these, you might have some bad luck with that. Scent notes, toasted pistachio, vanilla extract, and warm muffin. I like it. What is in that smells like that? What is it? Okay, so I get the pistachio. It's a creamy pistachio. It's definitely an edible pistachio. It does not go the way of like body care, body cream. It's full on edible. But there's a note in here. I feel like it almost reads like it's really sharp. It almost smells like cleaner for like a split second, and then it turns into something else. It could be because it's vanilla extract. That's got to be it. Because vanilla extract, if you get certain types, it can almost smell like alcohol. It gets like really, really sharp or astringent. Maybe that's the better word. And I feel like I'm getting that vibe from this on cold. It's not bad. It's just enough for me to be like, what am I smelling? But yeah, it's the extract. Yeah, it's still edible. I don't get much muffin, to be honest. which is probably good for me because I'm not always crazy about their baked goods fragrances. It just smells like you could eat it. So I don't know if I would identify it specifically with a muffin, but yeah, that's good. I like it. Took me a minute to figure out the extract in there. Okay. Slide that one into that position. Next one, strawberry coconut milk. Got a couple little strawberries over here on the label. And then this one is appropriately colored pink. Has the same geometric shape as the first two and the last one. We also have some label application defect back here. There are bubbles. And the lid on this one is got something that might come off. Something pink over here. It's probably just dried up wax. I probably can scrape that off of there. Yeah, it's coming off. Wax, appropriately colored pink to match the jar, plus hello strawberry coconut milk. I feel like that's what it would look like. Same wicks. Scent notes on this one are sweet strawberries, fresh acai, and coconut milk. Oh, I like it. Y'all, I was not expecting to like this one. Oh, that's really nice. The strawberry is fresh and ripe and juicy. The acai just adds like a tartness, a little bit of like sharp sourness, but not too tart. It really just helps to balance the juicy sweetness from the strawberry. The coconut milk is just really subtle. It adds more of a creaminess than anything else and just a little hint of coconut, but this is mostly just a delicious strawberry fragrance. Oh, I was not expecting to like this at all. Because, you know, I didn't like there was like the strawberry M&M one I didn't like. I usually don't like fruity strawberry scents. But this is gorgeous. Wow. So pretty. Highly recommended if you like strawberry stuff. Maybe not if you're going for like super gourmand. It definitely is more of like a smoothie kind of fragrance. But I really like it. Wow. This is the shocker of the bunch right here. Really surprised at how much I like that. Last one, sweet espresso. Now, I did already smell this one because I had it in the wax melt that I hauled about a week before I got this. So this is a cheat. I know what this one smells like. It is delicious. This one has the little espresso beans on the front. We're back to kind of the diamond triangle shapes there. More of a beige ombre. Label looks okay on this one. Lid looks mostly okay, a little scuffed up, but nothing too serious. The scent notes are roasted espresso beans, almond milk, and vanilla froth. And this one is just a solid coffee fragrance, y'all. It's darker. It is more bitter. It is richer than the vanilla mocha cappuccino. So if you're looking for a candle that just straight up smells like espresso, I would choose this one. And it is dark. It actually is reminding me quite a bit of Elf's Best Cup of Coffee. It's that bitter, that dark roasted fragrance. It smells like that. I feel like there's just a little bit of sweetness to this one that one didn't have. And that one also had cinnamon in it, and I'm not getting that in this, but they are very similar. So if you liked World's Best Cup of Coffee, I would say snag this one. If you're looking for something that's a little less dark roasted with a little more depth, a little more character, I would go with this one, Vanilla Mocha Cappuccino, but they're both really good. I'm also noticing that label is so crooked, y'all. Look at that sticker. I am holding the jar level. So it is sideways. Y'all, quality control. I gotta reach out to Goose Creek. I'm a little bit disappointed in the quality control on this one and the like clean house vibe candles that had the pastel neutrals. I'm gonna go fire these up and get to experience them for the first time. I will come back after the cut and I'm going to share with you my post-burn impressions and also show you some video of these burning so you know what they look like with that colored wax. Alright y'all, I am back with my post-first burn review, and let me just start by saying that every single one of these candles is phenomenal, including the peach one, which I don't normally like. I highly recommend this entire collection, which may be something your wallet doesn't want to hear. But if you love coffee or like coffee house vibes, these are all beautiful. I'm going to go in the same order that I went in for the cold impression, and then I will go ahead and rank these for y'all so you have some idea of how I would put these in order based off of warm impression. So the first one I did the cold impression on was the Vanilla Mocha Cappuccino, and then I'm also going to go ahead and just share my video of the burn so you see what the candle looks like. Some of these wax colors were just absolutely gorgeous and literally looked like fresh brewed coffee. This one is, I think, of the 3 kind of heavy coffee notes, this one was probably my favorite. It doesn't really read strongly like vanilla or mocha to me. I just get a really soft, creamy, well-balanced coffee note from it. So you get the bitterness, you get that this is like a dark roasted espresso or coffee, but it's also lightened up by the vanilla and the mocha kind of like vibe that's here. But I don't get like a sense of dark chocolate. I don't get a sense of vanilla foam. It's not a gourmand candle at all. It is a creamy coffee candle. It also, though, doesn't read like coffee with milk and sugar. It just smells like an espresso drink. So phenomenal. Loved it. It also had really good throw. And I would say it's closest to this sweet espresso. The difference is that the sweet espresso is very dark roasted coffee, like scent, fragrance. Whereas this one is less intense. So if you want just a straight up coffee espresso candle, but you don't want it to be overpowering, I would go with the Vanilla Mocha Cappuccino. If you want to just really be with coffee, sweet espresso is your go-to, which I'll come back to that one. That's the last one, but just in comparison to this one, I think that's important. So highly recommend. This absolutely will be a repurchase for me. My husband loves this one. That's going to be like a staple. I'm hoping this line stays around for a while, and or that it comes back next year. Next was the Bourbon Peach Coffee Cake. This one here. Now this one on warm, I ended up liking it, y'all. It's not that crumble note on cold was just felt a little bit off, but on warm it really just becomes this like, it's almost like a buttery, cinnamony brown sugar. I think the brown sugar note that's in it is probably coming from, and maybe that's why they called it bourbon. I think it's probably supposed to give like the essence of a bourbon, like an alcohol, and that might be a part of that bourbon vanilla glaze, because you do get what feels like just like a rich kind of brown sugar, sweet, syrupy note to it. But then you also get the buttery cinnamon from what I think is probably the crumbly cake scent note that's in here. The peach, I will say, comes through very lightly. This is mostly a crumble butter cinnamon sugar candle to me with a little bit of peach. The peach is very syrupy on warm. I wouldn't say that it's super juicy. Instead, it feels very dessert-like, which makes sense given this is supposed to be a coffee cake. This one was really, really slow to come to full pool, and it also, I would categorize it as a medium thrower. It wasn't super strong. Again, keep in mind though that sometimes it takes candles 2 to 3 burns to really come to life, and it's pretty strong on cold. Like I'm getting that butter brown sugar element right now. And so it might end up picking up second or third throw, but for now, when I was burning it, I could consider it more of a medium throw. Really pleasant for a peach fragrance. So if you're not too into that really high-pitched kind of brightness that peach can be, that for me almost smells urine-y, this is an okay peach candle. It's more syrupy and a little bit jammy, and it goes really well with the butter cinnamon elements. But if you like, like toasted cinnamon and sugar, if you like the churro, that kind of cinnamon sugar vibe, I think you would like this with the peach in there. All right, y'all. Sorry, I had to take a cut. My cats are going a little bit nuts. I think maybe they've mellowed out. I'm not sure what's going on. I think one of them has the zoomies. We were talking about Bourbon Peach. I do recommend it. It won't be a repurchase for me just because, 1, I have way too many cinnamon and sugar candles already. 2, I'm not a huge peach fan, but I do think it's a beautiful fragrance, and it really does smell like what I imagine a peach coffee cake would taste like. The next one on the list is the iced coconut chai latte. Now, as you'll recall on cold, I said this smelled absolutely nothing like chai spice. I was really confused about why they were calling it an iced coconut chai latte when all I was getting was coconut. On warm, y'all, the chai comes to life. There is actually chai spice in here. It is the weirdest thing I've ever experienced. I've never smelled a candle on cold that didn't have spice notes in it and then had spice notes on warm. So I am happy that this does have the chai spice. I would say though, in comparison to other chai candles I've had, which are really overwhelming on the spice element, this is just a very mild chai spice. It's beautiful, it's warm. I feel like I get some cinnamon, a little bit of cardamom, maybe a little bit of clove in there. It's very like spice friendly. So if you aren't crazy about chai fragranced candles, I think you would be okay with this one. The coconut becomes very warm and very creamy on warm. The chai spice is really subtle and just kind of helps to add some complexity and some warmth to it. In general, I think this is a little bit too simplistic with chai. I'm expecting a little bit more complexity, but it's a very soft chai, and for that reason, I feel like I like it. And it does coconut a little bit differently because that chai spice is in there. It's not necessarily something I would always associate with a coconut fragrance. I tend to think of like tropical fruits. So I like it. It's different. The other thing I would say about this candle is that the throw is pretty medium level and it felt a bit elusive to me. So when I first walked into the room, I felt like I could pick up the essence in the fragrance, but the closer I got to the candle, the less I could smell it, which I think means it's probably got really good throw, but maybe not the best strength because stuff is traveling, but it's not really sticking right where the candle is. So, you know, this one I'm a little bit on the fence about. I like it. I would recommend it if you're curious about, I think, how coconut and chai can go together in a really beautiful way. This wouldn't be a repurchase for me. One, I'm not a huge chai fan. Two, I'm not a huge coconut fan. But I can appreciate it for what it is, and it definitely does feel like what I imagine an iced coconut chai latte would taste like. If you had coconut milk with chai spice, yes, this would definitely be a part of that. Now, it doesn't say it has an espresso note, so I assume this is latte in the very loose sense of it just being milk-based and not coffee-based. And I think it would have been nice to have espresso in there. We call those dirty chais in the coffee industry. I think that would have added more complexity, but that's not going to stop me from burning this one and this one at the same time to give the essence of a dirty chai. And a dirty chai, by the way, is a chai latte with a shot of espresso in it. So I'm going to burn these two at the same time, and I think that's just going to be really awesome. Okay, I'm just going to start putting these in the order that I want them in. Okay, next one was salted caramel macchiato. This one, absolutely beautiful on warm. You get a really good, strong coffee note, but it's not too heavy roasted. It's not too bitter. It's not too dark. It's just a solid coffee kind of undertone mixed in there with the caramel notes, which are very much a burnt sugar vibe. So it's very rich, a little bit bitter, but also very sweet. And the caramel with the coffee together just create this sort of creaminess that make it so that the espresso kind of rounds out its sharp edges and you don't go the way of being too cloyingly sweet or too overwhelming on that caramel note. This is absolutely gorgeous. I love this candle. I would consider this to have a pretty strong throw, but I'm going to add the caveat that I would consider a medium throw for a caramel candle. Normally my caramel candles are like, I can smell them down the street, right? If this window behind me or in front of me is open and I walk up this way, I can smell caramel like outdoors when I'm burning my caramel candles. This one is not that strong. So for a caramel candle, medium throw, but in general, I feel like the throw is pretty strong. So in comparison to others, not as strong, but strong in and of itself. I will absolutely rebuy this one. I like it a lot. I don't feel the need to burn this with an additional one to bring out the elements that I really appreciate. Husband likes this one, although he was making fun of it, saying he didn't think it smelled like a macchiato, which, you know, ex-barista, his standards are higher than mine. But I really enjoy this one. Highly recommend it, especially if you like coffee and caramel and you don't necessarily want that really overwhelming, overpowering caramel note or vibe. Okay, next one on the list was the toasted pistachio muffin. This one was the surprise of the group by far. Oh, gorgeous. And I am pistachioed out, but I am so happy that I picked this one up anyway. Y'all, this candle is just, I want to eat it. I want to eat this candle. Maybe I'll do a scented table on this one and make some pistachio muffins. This smelled just like some pistachio muffins that I bought from Lucky Grocery Market. That was right before St. Patrick's Day. They had pistachio muffins out, and I bought them because they felt like St. Patrick's Day, not necessarily because I actually wanted to eat pistachio muffins. They ended up being really good. This candle smells how those muffins smelled when you break it apart. It's like when you pull the muffin apart and it breaks in half, and you get that like scent vibe, and you get the kind of like cakey, buttery inside, and then you also get the essence of like the baked kind of browned muffin top and base. It has all the elements of a muffin. I don't know how they did it, but on warm it absolutely smells just like a muffin. The pistachio is warm, it's creamy. That vanilla extract, which on cold, yeah, I'm not a fan of the vanilla extract on cold on this. It even, the hubs, he smelled it. He's like, oh yeah, they overdid it on the extract. He made the comment that he felt like, because, you know, sometimes with recipes you can put too much in and then it becomes almost boozy. And he was like, yeah, they overdid it. On warm, completely mellows out. Not an issue at all. It smells delicious on warm. You get a sense of the vanilla, but it's not too powerful. It just kind of rounds out the toasted element of the pistachio, which to me actually reads more like the browned part of a muffin. I love it. I absolutely love this candle. Slow to burn, medium throw, so not a super strong thrower. It's not going to overpower you. Highly recommend it. I would put this right up at the top of all the pistachio candles I've burned this season, and I've burned a lot. I burned Luscious Pistachio, which is more of a body care fragrance from Goose Creek. Still love that one, but love this one and in terms of it being a foodie. And this one now takes first place over Yankee's pistachio candle that came out with their Italy series. This one's better. I like this one better. Better than the Pistachio Milk and Honey from Bath & Body Works, which I also feel like is a body care candle. There was one other pistachio one I burned last month. I don't remember which one it was. Oh, the toasted, is it toasted pistachio and vanilla, or toasted vanilla and pistachio from Bath & Body Works? This one's better than that one as well. So this is the top pistachio out of all the ones I've burned in the last really month and a half. Highly recommend it if you're looking for a foodie gourmand pistachio candle that's not too sweet. It's absolutely amazing. I really like it a lot. Let's see, we'll do a little reorder here. Okay, the next one was the strawberry coconut milk. This one, you know, I figured out what this smelled like. I was sniffing it. I'm like, what does this smell like? It's driving me bonkers. On cold, y'all, this reminds me of, tell me if you had this as a kid. It was like NASA did this like astronaut Neapolitan freeze-dried ice cream. It came like in a silver packet. We were near the Science Museum where I grew up in Michigan, which was like a 2.5-hour drive to Chicago, and they have that massive Science Museum there, and they always sold the NASA freeze-dried Neapolitan ice cream. I would get it every time. We would go on a field trip every year to that museum, and I would get it and like eat it on the bus home. On cold, that's what this reminds me of. Weird association, but it has those same like strawberry, creamy, kind of a little bit, chalky is not the right word, but like, maybe it is. It has this element to it on cold that reminds me so much of that. On warm, I feel like this really just becomes more jam-like. It's very jammy, and then that acai adds, it almost goes too far. The acai adds like a sourness or a tartness to the strawberry, and it's really close to being imbalanced. I think if you sometimes are overwhelmed by the sweetness of a strawberry fragrance or like a strawberry jam and you want more of a tart or sour note to help balance that out, this would be a go-to for you. I appreciate it, but as it was burning, I really just wanted more of the jammy sweetness and a little bit less of the acai. The coconut on this doesn't really come through as like a traditional coconut candle. It doesn't remind me of like a sunny coconut or What's the other one? Vanilla coconut that Bath and Body Works has. It doesn't read coconut candle to me. You just get the creaminess from the coconut milk. So if you like strawberry and you're interested in what acai smells like, I would say snag this one. The throw on this, I have thrower in capital letters. This is the only one in the bunch that had massive throw, which I'm a little bit surprised about because usually strawberry for me doesn't throw that great. This was really strong throw. Testing it in my usual spot, converted garage, no windows, sealed off garage door. I was sitting up here, which is the garage is the door over here behind me. I'm sitting in the chair that's over here, and I'm like, why do I smell strawberry? And I was like, oh, that's right. I'm testing the strawberry candle downstairs. So this crept upstairs out the door and was hitting me in my open concept space. None of the other candles, except for, I would say this one, which I feel like is to be expected. It's a very strong espresso candle. Did that. So this one I think is going to be a powerhouse. If you want strong strawberry, snag that one. All right, last one was the sweet espresso. Love this one. I keep thinking the lid is crooked, y'all. It's not the lid. It's the label. It's driving me bonkers. So this one, amazing. There's nothing to it. It is espresso. It is straight up dark roast espresso. French roast, dark as it gets. It is very strong. It is very bitter. It reminds me a whole lot of the Christmas Elf collab World's Best Cup of Coffee candle. Difference is that one had, I know it had cinnamon. I feel like it had something else in it. Was it milk? Milk and maybe sugar that I think was supposed to add complexity, but ultimately just kind of amped up the bitterness in it. This one doesn't have that, and I feel like the almond milk and the vanilla is helping to ground the bitterness of the espresso a little bit. So it isn't as strong as the Elf World's Best Cup of Coffee, but I think I appreciate that because that one is overwhelming. I love it, but it's a bit overwhelming sometimes. Whereas this one is just beautiful. It just smells straight up like coffee. If you want just a simple coffee fragrance with nothing else in it, get the sweet espresso. I will tell you too, I've already melted the wax. So I have it in my little, and you'll see this in my tools of the trade video coming up. It's almost like a wallflowers plug, but it's for wax. And so it plugs into an outlet and it's got a little cup. It's only like that big around. You can fit like 2 wedges in there. I put in 2 wedges of the wax melt of this, melted it, left the house, came back, and I was like, why does the whole house smell like coffee? Oh, it's the wax melts in the bathroom. So upstairs in the bathroom, 2 wedges of this on the lowest setting on timer, and it had timed out. So it had turned off while I was gone, and the whole house smelled like coffee. This is a powerhouse, but I would expect that with a coffee candle, whereas I feel like the strawberry one was a little bit unexpected. So lots of throw, strong espresso, simple, just espresso. So I mean, if we're talking about just like coffee candles, I think honestly my number 1 is going to be, let me see, I'll give you a ranking. Oh, it's really hard. I really like them all, y'all. I think number 1 would probably be the vanilla mocha cappuccino. It just feels more creamy, more well balanced. And then number 2 would be the sweet espresso. And my number 3 coffee would be the salted caramel macchiato. So all of these are phenomenal, but if I'm talking about I just want a coffee candle, that's the order I would go in. If I'm talking about ranking these from last to first, the entire collection, it shifts a little bit at the finish. Okay, so if I'm going to rank these, number 7 would be the Bourbon Peach Coffee Cake. No big surprise there, y'all. I'm not a huge fan of peach, like the coffee baked good kind of vibes that this gives off, but it's a peach candle. Number 6 would be the iced coconut chai latte. I do like how the chai came out on warm, but wanted some coffee or espresso note in there, just a little bit more complexity. For number 5, I would go with the strawberry coconut milk. Really like this, but that acai is just a little bit too tart for me, a little too sour. I wanted it to be just a little more jammy. Number 4, y'all might be surprised, but I'm going to go with the sweet espresso. I love this, but I also really like the scent profiles of the top 3 that are much more complex, and I just feel like I have more to offer. I do really like that for a coffee scent though. Number 3, I'm going to go with the Toasted Pistachio Muffin, even though I am pistachioed out. Love this fragrance. I'm actually really looking forward to burning that. Number 2, I would go with the Salted Caramel Macchiato. Love the caramel in this. I love that it's not too cloying, not too overpowering. I really like how they mixed it with the espresso notes. It's just beautiful. And number 1 is my Vanilla Mocha Cappuccino, and that is because it is very much just a straight up espresso like this one, but it's not as bitter. It's not as dark roasted. It just is creamy. It's beautiful. I do wish it had a little bit more of the mocha and vanilla vibes to it, but you know what? I'm okay with the way it turned out. So that would be my number 1 pick. All right, y'all. Hopefully my post-burn impressions have added some more information, helping you to light the way to making your own purchasing decisions about this coffee house collection. I don't think you can go wrong, honestly. There isn't a single one of these that I regret buying. There's not a single one of these that I want to send back. It's just all around a very gorgeous, well thought out, relevant, authentic. You know, I have been searching so hard for candles that just smell like coffee. Y'all know this from my research series. And I'm just so happy that Goose Creek finally did it. That they just went out, did coffee candles, did Coffee House Vibe candles, and did it right. So I highly recommend these. Pick up some of these in your next purchase. Let me know what you think. If you already have these and you've gotten into them already, leave me a comment below. Let me know what your thoughts on these are, which one you like the best out of the ones you chose. If you haven't picked them up, which ones are you excited about? Which ones do you think you'll pick up during the next sale? I'd love to have a conversation with you and build some community. If you liked this video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. That always warms my heart, makes me feel special. And if you aren't already subscribed, be sure to hit that subscribe button so that you get my videos in your feed. And for the rest of y'all who are returning and you're already subscribed, thanks so much for being here with me today. I really appreciate you returning to my channel and sharing in the community and enjoying my videos and giving me compliments. It just, it really makes me happy to know that y'all are here and that you enjoy the content that I'm creating, because I love to create and it's rewarding to have somebody actually appreciate it. So thanks again. And I will see you tomorrow with my first part of the episode 4 of my coffee research series. So we're just doing a coffee 4 days in a row this week. I hope you enjoy it. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.